Welcome to Alert Tales, where we dive deep into the most gripping stories of real-life experiences. If you love tales that evoke emotion, spark conversation, and connect us all, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more captivating stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. A waitress at a restaurant served me a drink without alcohol because she could recognize bad intentions. I've been in therapy and have been able to unpack things recently, and I've realized how this complete stranger really helped me a few years ago. For context, I was 23 and I went to a restaurant at lunch with my former boss, who was about 10 years older than me. Although he was my boss, we were incredible friends the entire 5 years I worked with him. We had gotten so close and he never made a move until I got transferred to a different location. But I brushed off that random night because he was very drunk. Fast forward to our catch-up lunch and I could see how he was purposely trying to get me drunk and go back to his place. I was young, had lost 40 pounds, and was typically a lightweight as it is, so I was very surprised the drinks weren't hitting me as hard as they were hitting him. But I wasn't complaining because I didn't want to drink honestly, but I was having trouble saying no. When we got to the last drink, I told the waitress that I didn't want another one, and he was being incredibly pushy. After us going back and forth a few times, I gave in and she came and brought it to me. I realized, however, that it was mainly just juice. By this point, I was frustrated with my friend and wanted to leave, so I didn't tell her anything. I paid and left. I won't go into detail, but my friend definitely tried to make more moves and got increasingly aggressive when I didn't accept his advances, and it ended up being a big thing. I'm realizing now that I probably looked very uncomfortable the entire time, and that random waitress was looking out for me, which makes me feel so seen as a person. It was incredibly hurtful what happened that day, but I can't help but think about how much worse it could have been if I was not in a better state of mind, and I wish I could tell her thank you. Found out my brother is a monster. I, a 28-year-old female, have a brother, also 28, and I need to vent this before I actually implode. Backstory, we share the same dad, who currently, in counting, has 13 children. Me and my brother have been close growing up, as his mom and my mom were best friends, and both got pregnant by the same man and stayed friends for the sake of family. Now, growing up, I've always taken care of my brother, even though he's only a few months younger than me. My mom was an alcoholic drug addict, but his mom was so much worse. Growing up, more times than not, he was at my mom's house because it was safer than his home. Now onto this issue. My brother unfortunately gave in to drugs and has been for the last 5 years. I'm the only sibling he keeps in contact with because we have a weird dynamic where every month I give him money and my only requirement is he comes to me so I can physically see him and make sure he's somewhat okay. Well, recently shit hit the fan. He's had a girlfriend for the last 8 months or so. Side note, she is a prostitute who I have met. We talk in passing when I need to get a hold of him or check in on him, and last month my brother was arrested. When he went to jail, it was odd. The cops arrived while he was fleeing the hospital. He overdosed and was sent in by ambulance. He was arrested on site for warrants. His girlfriend and I have usually split the task of keeping him alive, but when he went to jail this time around, she went silent. I couldn't get a hold of her by phone, text, Facebook, nothing. And I've been loading his books with money, but it was weird she hadn't reached out once. She usually is obsessed with him. Calling, texting, I mean the full deal of a drug-toxic relationship, and this time was just silent. Well, he's due to be released today in 3 hours, and she finally called me back, and what she told me broke my fucking heart. The reason my brother was able to get enough drugs to OD on was because he set her up to be gang-raped. Before anyone comments, yes, I saw the paperwork and the hospital notes, and I know for sure he did this. I heard the pain in her damn voice, and as a female, you just know. And she's been keeping silent, and my heart hurts so much for her. Why am I venting here? Because when I told her to press charges, she told me no. She told me she just needed to vent her trauma, and she's going to pick him up from jail tomorrow and continue their relationship, and I'm just fucking broke. I grew up with a mother who had men around that did unspeakable things, and to know my own brother did these things to his own girlfriend makes me absolutely sick. I mean, when I got off the phone with her, I threw up, cried, and I'm 3 bottles deep in wine and I can't stop crying, and I don't know what to do because she doesn't want me to do anything. She expects me to keep pretending he's the brother I've always taken care of, always ran to when he called, always. And I don't know how. I don't know how to look at my baby brother without seeing the pictures of her and knowing that same situation. He used to hold me while I sobbed and was bleeding and laying there, he did to another woman. How do I move forward? Because I feel like my soul is being destroyed. Sorry if this is rambling, but I'm just exhausted and lost and mentally broken. What the fuck do I do? My daughter can't afford to go on my extravagant birthday. She is so selfish. So yeah, my mum's birthday is coming up, and she wants to do something extravagant because it's an important birthday milestone and she wants all of her children there. That is very understandable, but I simply can't afford it. I'm a broke college student who pays for my own tuition, rent, groceries, utilities, everything. I can't even afford groceries, I'm on food stamps. At first, she wanted to go to Cancun. I said hell no. I can't afford it, and I have a paid research opportunity that requires my full availability, so I can't just run off to another country. So then she says, fine, I will make it more reasonable. I thought, great, I'll scrape some money together to drive to my friend's house, stay with them, enjoy dinner, and leave. Nope, she calls, and this is how it goes. Mom, okay, so I changed my mind on Cancun, and I want to make it more reasonable by going to Vegas. That's great, but I can't afford that trip. Mum, you don't have to pay. We will gladly pay for you to go. Pause. When a narcissist offers money or to pay for something, never accept it. Even though it's for them, they always expect something in return. This is why I took over my college payments. They wanted access to my school account, my bank account, which they had no rights to, and I was forced to come home to cook, clean, pick up after their children, take them to doctors, tutoring, spend time with them, basketball practice, school pickup, everything. And whenever I said no, they'd pull the "we paid for your school and need help" card. I would even go out with friends, but after 4 days of doing everything they asked, I was called selfish for going out to lunch on the same day my sister had a soccer game. I was only home for 8 days. So, as a boundary, I don't accept any money from my parents. Mum, I don't want your money. I only want to go if I can pay for it on my own, and I'm not in a position to afford it. Mum, well, that's ridiculous. So, you're not going to travel with us for 4 years? If that's what it takes. If I accept your money now, everything I'm doing would be for nothing. Mum, that is so selfish of you. I just want my kids to be there on my birthday. Where is the compromise? It's always about you and how to celebrate my birthday on your terms. When do you compromise with me? Well, after Vegas, I can come down and have dinner with you all for a day. Mom, that's not a compromise. That's a slap in the face for everything I've done for you. All right, well, I can't afford it. I don't know what you want. Mom, if you loved me, you would make it work. Okay, well, bye. It's not like I hate her. I was trying to find a compromise. For my own safety, I don't allow my parents to pay for anything. It's a boundary I have. She just really hates those boundaries. But thanks to my therapist, I know that they will choose themselves over me every time. I can't stretch myself thin for them because they will just keep doing it until I snap. So their manipulation does not work on me anymore. She tried everything. Crocodile tears, bringing up my dead grandma, who I worship, and calling me selfish. However, I am much stronger now and done with this game. Maybe don't physically and financially abuse your children, and they might be willing to do more.